Hey there, Seb by the Realtor here. In this video, I'm going to crunch the numbers and show how much you would likely get as a seller if you were to sell your home directly to one of these cash buyers. If you've been thinking it would be really quick and easy to get your home sold to a cash buyer, but you're wondering how much would you get from a cash buyer, then you definitely, absolutely want to watch this video. So you're thinking about selling your house, but you're wondering about all these cash buyers that you've heard about. You're wondering, how much could I get for my home if I sold it to a cash buyer? Now, this is a question that I get a lot because I work with a lot of cash buyers. I have 25 or 30 cash buyers who are always asking me, please find me people who are interested in selling their homes off market directly to me, a cash buyer, for a no muss, no fuss, easy sale of their home, which sounds like a great idea. And for some people, it is in fact a really good idea. But everyone wants to know, what do the numbers look like? So I have a little presentation. I'm going to take you through that right now. But before I dig into the numbers, I wanted to take a minute or two and go over some of the reasons why people may be interested in getting a cash offer. And one of those reasons is that people think that it will be very quick and easy to sell off market to a cash buyer. And that is certainly very true. When you go to sell your home directly to a cash buyer off market, it can be very, very quick and very, very easy. And another reason that people are interested in doing a cash offer is that they want to have an as-is sale. They don't want to have to do any repairs or any cosmetic improvements or clean up the property in any way, really. And a cash buyer will definitely take your property as is, where is. Although you can do the same thing when you go on the open market as well. There's nothing that says that you have to do all that work and preparation. You can sell your home on the open market just completely as is, as if you were selling off market to a cash buyer. But perhaps the biggest reason people are interested in selling their homes off market is because there are lower fees. People want to save that commission. That is, I think, the number one thing that people tell me attracts them about selling off market, is just to save that realtor commission. And it is definitely true that in most cases you can sell your home to a cash buyer and not have to pay that commission. But nevertheless, you will end up with less cash in your pocket at closing selling off market to a cash buyer versus going on market in most cases. And now I'm going to break down those numbers for you. Now let's just start with this typical California home, and let's just say, for simplicity's sake, that this is a $1 million home retail value. And the reason you think it's worth $1 million is because you look at all the houses which have sold right around yours recently, and they're all built at the same time. They have a similar size lot, and they're by the same builder, even very similar, if not identical, materials and layout and all that stuff. And you see these other houses selling for $1 million on the open market, so you feel that you should be able to sell your home also for $1 million, and that actually is correct. You probably can on the open market. The question is, how much would you get not selling on the open market to a cash buyer? Well, let's dig in. The cash buyer who buys your home will be looking at reselling your home on the open market. So they could sell it for $1 million just as you could sell it for $1 million. But when they go to sell it, they are going to sell it on the open market. They're going to sell it on the open market because they know that is the way to get the most money possible for the property, and actually to get the most profit possible for the property. So they will be paying a commission when they sell the property. And in this example, it might be around $60,000 on that $1 million house. Then there's the cost of capital, because it is a cash offer, but the buyer is not using all their own cash. They are putting down 30%, 40%, and they're going to borrow the rest from a private party, aka a hard money lender, which has a lot of fees and costs associated with getting that money. So they might be paying $20,000 in cash just for that capital to buy your property. Then they will have their holding costs, because they're going to own your property for at least 2 months, but maybe 3, 4, 5 months, and they will have expenses. They will have property tax, they'll have insurance, upkeep, and then they will also have to pay that hard money lender who's going to be charging them a lot more than, a normal conforming mortgage rate. They might be paying 9 or 10% for that money, so there's a lot of holding costs until they are able to resell that property. Then there are the closing costs. So they might have about maybe $10,000 in closing costs because they have to close not once, but twice, when they buy it from you and then when they resell it. So maybe $10,000 in closing costs. And then, of course, there are the home preparation costs. Because when you're looking at these houses down the street or around the block, which sold for $1 million, which are just like yours, they didn't really sell them normally as is. They spent some time getting them ready for market. So they might have done some landscaping, they might have done some cleaning, some junk removing, some painting, maybe some flooring. The typical seller spends around 2% on getting their home ready for market. So on a $1 million property, 2% would be about $20,000 that the investor or you might be looking at in order to get the home market ready. So let's look at all this. You have your commission is $60,000 and your cost of capital $20,000. Your holding cost $15,000. Closing cost times 2, $10,000. Your home prep cost $20,000. Your total cost, if you are the cash buyer investor, would come in somewhere around $125,000. So now again, we take that $1 million retail price and we subtract from that the cash buyer's costs on resale, which will be about $125,000, leaving a break-even point of $875,000. So in order to break even on the resale of your property, they could not offer you more than $875,000 for your property, assuming that they were able to sell it for $1 million. But of course, no cash buyer will buy your home with the idea of breaking even on the deal. They are going to want to make a profit. And how much profit will they want to make? Well, I have noticed that on average, they want to make about 12.5%. Now, sometimes it could be lower, maybe 10%, could be higher, 15 or even 20%. It really depends on the specifics of your property and what's going on with the market at that time. But generally speaking, as an average, they're looking for about 12.5%. So 12.5% of $1 million is $125,000. Therefore, you need to subtract that $125,000 from their break-even number of $875,000, and you would arrive at an offer price of about $750,000, which is about 25% less than what you think is retail value for your home. Now, you may be looking at this and saying, wow, $125,000 profit on a $1 million sale, well, that's a lot of money. But actually, it's not all that much money because they have to pay tax on that money. When they sell your property, they will owe capital gains tax, and not the good long-term capital gains tax. It is the short-term capital gains tax because they're only going to own your property for like 3, 4, or 5 months. Short-term capital gains is taxed at the same rate as ordinary income. Now, these are professional home buyers, so they might buy 10, 20, 30 homes a year, so they are going to be in a very high tax bracket, somewhere around 40%. So of that $125,000, they're really only keeping $75,000 at the end of the day. Now, let's look at it another way. If you were to sell your home on the open market for that same $1 million, you would have that commission to pay, yes, maybe $60,000, and you would have that home prep cost of maybe $20,000, and you would have closing costs maybe of $5,000. That would leave you with a net cash at sale of $915,000. Now compare that to the cash buyer offer of $750,000. The difference is $165,000. That's right, if you were to sell your home on the open market, even paying that commission, you would walk away with substantially more than if you were to sell your home off market to a cash buyer. Now you may be saying to yourself, well, who would walk away from $165,000 when they go to sell their house? And the answer is not very many people. Somewhere around, I'm guessing 0.5% to maybe at most 1% of people would actually consider taking that much of a haircut when they sell the property, and oftentimes there are extenuating circumstances. Perhaps they are in some form of distress and they really need to get the property sold and they just can't put it together to sell the home on the open market, even though it can be a lot easier, I think, than most people are led to believe. And if you are looking to get an offer from a cash buyer selling it off market, then my phone number is right here at the bottom of the screen. Go ahead, send me a text message, give me a call. I'd be happy to talk to you about putting you together with a cash buyer who will buy your home quickly, easily, no muss, no fuss. But if you are interested in selling your home for more than you will get by selling it directly off market to a cash buyer, but you want that process to be just about as easy, quick, and painless as going off market, then we should have that conversation, because I can help you sell your home for way more than you could get by selling it any other way or with any other agent. And again, my phone number is here at the bottom of the screen. give me a call or shoot me a text message anytime. I would love to speak with you about that. All right, that is all I have for this video. Thank you so very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if by any slim chance you have enjoyed this video, I'm guessing, just a guess, that you might also enjoy some of these videos over here. These are some of the most popular videos here on my YouTube channel, so please do take a look. All right, that is all I have for this one. Thank you so very much for watching, and please stay tuned.